Hi, it's Debbie. I'm here to talk a little bit about collaboration. Now, to me, collaboration is a loaded word. In fact, I looked it up on the web and I got all kinds of sales potential for collaboration tools like Slack, for example. But recently a client asked me to think about putting together a workshop to improve collaboration. And we're yet to have the conversation about what that really means to them. But to me, when I think about collaboration, I think more about like brainstorming or doing something creative or doing some design work together, that kind of collaboration, as opposed to how you communicate with each other, for example. So today I'm going to talk a little bit in the context of brainstorming or being creative and collaborating online. And I break it down into three things. And I think it's because I'm always breaking things down into three things. Maybe that's from my time in improv. Anyway, the first thing I do is I think about the content. What's the objective? What am I trying to accomplish with this meeting that is a collaboration? If it's a meeting at all, and I'll get to that later. What's the objective? What's the content? What are you trying to do? Are you doing a retrospective on a project? Are you brainstorming on how to solve a problem? Are you trying to come up with a new product idea or a product improvement? There's a lot of different things you could be collaborating on or brainstorming on. Think about your content and how you might want to frame up that content to make it a productive session. So that's the first thing. I think about the content. The second thing I think about is the method. Aside from whether we're all virtual and online or not, what's the best method for doing the collaboration? Do you want to have one person facilitating and doing a brainstorm method where you're collecting ideas all at once? Do you want to do that silently? Maybe putting up a shared document where people will be entering their information all at once, answering questions. Again, it depends on the type of collaboration. Do you need to have a meeting? Can you just put a doc up and tell people, by the end of the week, everybody put in your ideas and be specific and give them guidelines about what it should look like and how specific you want them to be in the feedback that they give you? Maybe you don't have to have a meeting at all for it. So first is content, second is your method. And then third is I think about my platform. What is the platform that I want to use? And in the simplest terms, that could be, do I want to set up a Zoom meeting or a Microsoft Teams meeting? Do I want to use a shared doc? Do I want to use a shared sheet? How do I want to do it? And there's some tools out there which I can talk about another time that are more sophisticated than just plain docs or sheets, but you get what I'm talking about. So let me share an example, because I think examples always help make things real. So let's think about doing a retrospective or a post assessment, which I do a lot of. So the first thing I think about is, okay, my objective is to have lessons learned and come up with improvements for next year. So, or next time, not necessarily next year. I just did a project that's annual. So that's the first thing is I have two objectives. One, to collect what worked and what didn't work and to specifically walk out with priorities to improve. So that's my content. My method is mixed. What I decided to do is I put out a shared document and I asked people to provide their information to me by Wednesday, say, and I set up a meeting for Friday. Friday meeting. So on Friday, we reviewed everybody's ideas. Actually, between Wednesday and Friday, I bucketed the ideas so that on Friday, we were ready to be really super productive. We looked at the ideas triggered a few other ideas, and we focused our time not so much on what worked and what didn't work, but what our priorities to improve were, because that is the thing that took more of a conversation. So that was my method that I decided to use. So with that method, what tools did I need? I needed a shared document. I needed to be able to set up a meeting where we could all collaborate and talk to each other at the same time. And so I decided that I would keep it simple again. I used a Google Doc for people to enter their information, and I did a meeting over Zoom. And in the Zoom meeting, I shared the document. Now, in other cases with just a couple people, you don't even necessarily need a Zoom meeting, by the way. My partner, Jenny, and I, a lot of times we just have a shared document and we're on the phone with each other. And that's it. We don't even bother with Zoom. So that's what I do when I'm trying to collaborate in the context of brainstorming and coming up with priorities to improve ideas, right? And you can use this in a lot of different ways. What's your content first? What's your method second? And then lastly, figure out what your platform's going to be and what tools you need. I hope this was helpful. Have a good day.